Chapter 1107. This doesn't count as repaying a favor. In the blue light sphere, Yuqing was lying on a delicate mat that seemed to be woven from seaweed, looking lazy as she reclined on it. Lin Moyu also had a somewhat lazy expression as he glanced at Lin Moyu.
You came quite quickly.
She seemed to be fine, but Lin Moyu could feel that her aura was unstable, indicating that she was injured. Lin Moyu asked,
What happened?
Yuqing glared at Lin Moyu coquettishly.
Isn't it because of you humans?
Lin Moyu thought of Su Jianxing. At that time, Yuqing had been hit by Su Jianxing's arrow, and he had felt that Yuqing seemed to be injured. These days had passed, and her injury seemed to have worsened rather than improved. Lin Moyu asked,
What happened now?
Yuqing sighed.
Didn't I just take a 3-colored spirit fire from them? Those 3 guys have been chasing me like dogs ever since. If it weren't for that guy's laws causing trouble, I would have dealt with these 3 annoying guys long ago.
With the laws of space, ordinary true gods couldn't catch up to Yuqing. Even a divine king would have a hard time dealing with Yuqing. But because of Su Jianxing's arrow, Yuqing was injured, which seemed to have affected her strength. That's why she was trapped here by the 3 members of the 3 silver clans and ultimately sought help from Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu asked,
How do you want me to help you?
Yuqing said,
Your laws seem to have healing properties, right? Help me heal my injury, and I won't have to fear them anymore.
Lin Moyu looked at Yuqing.
How do you know that?
At that time, before Yuqing woke up, he had already put away the laws of immortality. How did she know? Yuqing smiled sweetly, raising her head proudly, revealing her long, shining neck.
This princess has her ways of knowing.
It was clear she had no intention of telling Lin Moyu, and Lin Moyu didn't want to delve into it. With a wave of his hand, a force of life from the laws of immortality flew into Yuqing's body. Through the connection of the laws, Lin Moyu felt a law within Yuqing's body. This law was very sharp, constantly damaging Yuqing's body. Moreover, this law could absorb power from the starry sky to replenish itself. Yuqing's physical body was very strong, having reached the true god realm. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to withstand it. Inside Yuqing's body, Lin Moyu didn't sense any traces of the laws of space, which was quite strange. Generally speaking, mastering a certain law would naturally integrate it into oneself. But Yuqing's body was empty, with no traces of the laws of space at all. Lin Moyu found it strange but didn't show it. Exploring others' secrets was very impolite and could even create enmity. With the help of the force of life, Yuqing's injury was rapidly healing. She closed her eyes, showing a very enjoyable expression, her beautiful neck becoming even more slender and dazzlingly white. The force of life could heal Yuqing's injury, but it couldn't expel the law within her. As long as the law remained, it would continue to damage her body. Lin Moyu said calmly,
The injury is healed, but I need to change the law to erase Su Jianxing's law. The process might be a bit painful, bear with it.
Yuqing slowly opened her eyes, looking at Lin Moyu with her bright, starry eyes.
Then be gentle, it's my first time.
Lin Moyu was speechless. This princess had a very unique way of thinking. Not wanting to say more, he focused his mind, and the force of life from the laws of immortality instantly transformed into the force of death. Previously, Lin Moyu had already wrapped Su Jianxing's law with the laws of immortality. Now, he changed the attribute of the force, beginning to erase it. Su Jianxing's law instinctively resisted, and the 2 forces clashed within Yuqing's body.
Stop!
Yuqing's brows furrowed, and she couldn't help but moan. Her teeth clenched, and her body trembled continuously, clearly in great pain. Lin Moyu knew this was unavoidable. If Yuqing had the laws of space within her, she could have used them to expel Su Jianxing's law and wouldn't have been injured. But she didn't have them. Fortunately, Yuqing's physical body was strong enough. Although it was painful, she could endure it. Yuqing kept making soft moans, her voice seductive. Yuqing sat softly on the ground, her posture extremely alluring, sparking wild thoughts. Unfortunately, Lin Moyu had no reaction, only focusing on controlling the laws to heal Yu Qingru. Su Jianxing's law, after all, was rootless. Even if it could absorb power from the starry sky, it couldn't withstand Lin Moyu's continuous erasure. When all the laws were erased, the force of death from the laws of immortality quickly transformed back into the force of life, beginning the second round of healing. Yu Qingru moaned again, this time a sound of comfort. She felt like she was returning to the womb, warm and secure. She opened her eyes slightly, peeking at Lin Moyu. Seeing Lin Moyu's focused expression, she muttered to herself,
Idiot.
The force of life was used for healing, and its effect was magical, even stronger than pure life laws. In less than a minute, Yu Qingru's injury was completely healed. Yu Qingru slowly stood up, stretching her body, revealing her graceful figure. The Starfish clan, in appearance, was very similar to the human race, with only minor differences. Their appearance also fully met the human race's aesthetic standards. She was already very tall, almost the same height as Lin Moyu, with a perfectly proportioned and extremely attractive figure. Unfortunately, she encountered Lin Moyu, who was unmoved and indifferent. Yu Qingru's aura was stabilizing, and the aura of her laws was rising again. She smiled.
Finally healed, thank you. I didn't expect you to actually come. Aren't you afraid?
Lin Moyu didn't answer her question but said calmly,
What are you planning to do?
Yu Qingru said softly,
My Azure Sky screen can still last for a while, enough for me to recover. By then I can fight if I want, or leave if I want.
Lin Moyu glanced at the three outside, who were still attacking fiercely. From their auras, it was clear that all three were divine kings, suppressing their cultivation to come here. Their combat power slightly exceeded the limit of the true god realm, barely touching the threshold of the divine king realm. If they could fight across realms, it would be a bit forced. But compared to ordinary peak true gods, they were indeed much stronger. In a one-on-one fight, Yu Qingru should be stronger than them. But in a three-on-one fight, Yu Qingru wouldn't have much advantage. The three silver clans were not only allies but also had similar bloodlines, with a set of coordinated techniques that were very powerful. When the three joined forces, they could surpass Yu Qingru. However, Yu Qingru mastered the laws of space. As she said, she could fight if she wanted or leave if she wanted. A trace of killing intent flashed in Lin Moyu's eyes. The three silver clans had once invaded the human race. Countless humans had died at their hands with deep blood feuds. Lin Moyu said,
I'll deal with them.
Yu Qingru sensed Lin Moyu's killing intent and laughed.
This is your kill. It doesn't count as repaying a favor.
Lin Moyu said softly,
Don't forget, you asked me to come to save you.
Yu Qingru shamelessly denied.
I didn't ask you to save me. I just asked you to help me. And the shell I gave you, isn't it useful? Your physical body seems to have strengthened a lot.
1108 1108. Chapter 1108. The Powerful Skeleton King, Sword slashes the three silver clans. Yu Qingru smiled brightly, as radiant as the warm sun, and her face was thick-skinned. At this moment, Yu Qingru had a look of shamelessness, somewhat resembling the mischievous Ningyi. One had to admit, the shell had indeed provided a lot of convenience. Using it, he found the flashing stars and flashing fires, enhancing his physical body. He also used the flashing fire to artificially cultivate the five-colored spirit fire, successfully transforming Summon Skeleton King into a stellar-level spell. Without the shell, none of this would have been possible. Lin Moyu did not answer, only saying lightly,
Open a door, I'll go out and deal with them.
Yu Qingru's eyes sparkled with a smile.
Be careful, these three are divine kings. Their strength may be average, but when they join forces, they are still quite formidable. They won't have a chance.
With that, Lin Moyu flew out, and Yu Qingru cooperatively opened a passage. Before Lin Moyu left, she reminded him,
Be careful, if there's danger, come back. This princess will protect you.
Lin Moyu's lips curled slightly.
No need.
Killing intent surged from his body, and his eyes were filled with confidence, clearly not taking the three members of the three silver clans seriously. Yu Qingru seemed to be infected by Lin Moyu's confidence, inexplicably believing that Lin Moyu would definitely succeed.
Let's see what tricks you have. I didn't expect you to really come. What a surprise.
Yu Qingru's eyes were filled with complexity and curiosity. The smile on her lips was obvious, clearly very happy that Lin Moyu had come. At that time, she had only tried calling Lin Moyu, not expecting him to come. After all, she knew that if even she needed help, it was likely a dangerous situation. She and Lin Moyu were not related, so why would Lin Moyu come to help her? Was it because she was a princess of the Starfish clan? Or because she was beautiful? She knew Lin Moyu was not someone who cared about appearances, nor did he care about her status. Unexpectedly, Lin Moyu still came, and he came very quickly. Under her gaze, the starry sky outside the azure sky screen suddenly darkened, and then silver-white flames burned, covering a large area of the starry sky. A chilling wind blew. Even her azure sky screen couldn't block it. The temperature was dropping rapidly, very frightening. A giant skeleton throne appeared in the starry sky, followed by a skeleton king, over 10,000 meters tall, slowly rising from the flames.
So big. What kind of puppet is this? It looks very dangerous.
Yu Qingru exclaimed in amazement. Even she thought Lin Moyu was just using a puppet. Under her gaze, the skeleton king moved. A giant sword, thousands of meters long, swung out in the starry sky, and a flash of sword light passed by. The three members of the three silver clans simultaneously lit up with a sword light, screaming as they were sent flying. Yu Qingru was shocked.
This attack contains the laws of space.
She herself mastered the laws of space and was very familiar with them. The Skeleton King's spell,
God-slaying,
could hit instantly once the attack was launched. There was no trajectory to follow, no way to dodge. The reason was that the attack contained the laws of space. Even Lin Moyu didn't know this, but Yu Qingru saw it. The God-slaying sword could target both single and multiple enemies. The fewer the targets, the greater the power. At this moment, the Skeleton King targeted 3 people, severely injuring them with one sword. The 3 screamed in horror and turned to flee, not daring to fight back. This sword was too terrifying.
You can't escape.
Lin Moyu said lightly, and the Skeleton King took a step, instantly crossing 1,000 miles, arriving in front of the 3. The giant sword swung out again, another god-slaying sword. 3 flashes of sword light appeared simultaneously, and the 3 screamed again, their bodies shattering and exploding on the spot. Even their souls were shattered by this sword, dissipating in the starry sky. 2 swords, killing 3 divine kings with suppressed cultivation. The battle power of the Skeleton King was once again verified. It truly had the power to fight across realms, stronger than the skeleton god generals.
So strong.
Yu Qingru couldn't help but swallow. She seemed to have a new understanding of Lin Moyu. She knew Lin Moyu was a genius, a very powerful genius. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to come here, even saving her along the way. But she didn't expect Lin Moyu to be this strong. Then she realized,
It's not him that's strong, it's his puppet that's powerful. What is his background, to have such a powerful puppet? Could he be from the Divine City?
For a moment, Yu Qingru had many guesses about Lin Moyu's identity. Lin Moyu put away the Skeleton King, and several skeleton god warriors flew over to collect the bodies and storage items of the 3. Another substantial gain. The whole process was very smooth and natural, as if he had done it countless times. In fact, Lin Moyu had indeed done this many times. Yu Qingru put away the azure sky screen, which rapidly shrank into a small blue bead. In Lin Moyu's eyes, the azure sky screen was like an array disk. No matter how its appearance changed, the internal principles were similar. As a princess of the Starfish clan, how could Yu Qingru not have life-saving items? Moreover, when he arrived, Yu Qingru showed no signs of panic, clearly having other trump cards to ensure her safety. Yu Qingru smiled.
Thanks. The human race has a grudge against the 3 silver clans. Even if I didn't help you, I would have killed them.
Lin Moyu's killing intent gradually subsided, returning to his usual gentle and refined demeanor. Lin Moyu asked,
When I was healing you just now, I felt something strange.
Yu Qingru interrupted Lin Moyu.
Did you find that there were no traces of laws in my body? Yes.
Lin Moyu liked to get to the root of problems. If he didn't understand something, he always wanted to figure out why. Yu Qingru giggled.
Do you want to know? But this princess doesn't want to tell you.
Lin Moyu was not surprised.
It's your secret. It's understandable if you don't want to say. Just pretend I didn't ask.
Yu Qingru giggled.
It's not really a secret, just leaving some suspense. I'll tell you when there's a chance in the future. Anyway, thank you this time. This princess will remember your kindness. In the future, if you're in danger, you can call this princess through the shell. If this princess is free, I'll come to save you.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
There probably won't be such an opportunity. Since everything is fine now, I'll take my leave.
Yu Qingru waved her hand.
Go. If there's danger, just call this princess. This princess will come to save you.
Lin Moyu didn't respond, turning to leave. Save him? Yu Qingru probably didn't have that ability yet. Watching Lin Moyu leave, Yu Qingru stomped her foot lightly.
What a boring fool, a bit arrogant, but quite interesting. But this fool's laws are really amazing, able to heal and kill. When did the human race have such a powerful puppet, a skeleton puppet? What is this fool's background?
Yu Qingru became very interested in Lin Moyu. In her eyes, Lin Moyu seemed very different from other humans. She couldn't pinpoint exactly what was different. After watching for a while, she also turned to leave, a space crack appearing in front of her. She stepped into it lightly and disappeared. 1109 1109. Chapter 1109. Who is the prey, who is the hunter? Lin Moyu wandered through the stellar fire group, letting his aura spread out unrestrained, as if afraid others wouldn't notice his presence. He did this intentionally, wanting to attract those people over. If it weren't for Su Jianxing being present earlier, someone might have already made a move against him. Threads of killing intent, no matter how well hidden, could not escape his perception. Among them were a few true gods who were hostile races to humans. There were also some races that didn't have much enmity with humans, but their relationship wasn't good either. Lin Moyu was very clear why they wanted to kill him. In the great world, no race would be willing to see another race produce talents. Even if they weren't hostile races, they wouldn't want to see it either. If they had the chance, they wouldn't hesitate to kill. They might not be enemies today, but there could be conflicts in the future. Now that Su Jianxing had left, Lin Moyu believed they would seize the opportunity to permanently keep him here. However, he also wanted to take the opportunity to kill them. As for who was the prey and who was the hunter, it was hard to say. Soon, Lin Moyu's high-profile actions immediately attracted others' attention.
Found him! What audacity, daring to be so high-profile here. Su Jianxing has left, who can protect you now? A human genius should not be allowed to live.
One by one, true god peaks who could fight across realms, or even divine kings suppressing their cultivation, charged towards Lin Moyu with killing intent. Lin Moyu's wings of the undead kept flapping, but he didn't engage with them, quickly fleeing. In their eyes, it looked like Lin Moyu was afraid. This only made them more frenzied, vowing to kill Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu kept urging his wings of the undead, desperately flying through the stellar fire group, looking a bit flustered. However, no one noticed that there was not a hint of fear in his eyes, only intense killing intent. The hunters behind him were completely unaware that they were actually the prey. Lin Moyu held a space-fixing bead in his hand. Once activated, it could lock down the starry sky within a radius of 1 million kilometers. From the beginning, he had no intention of killing them one by one, but to catch them all in one net.
12. There are still a few who haven't shown up. No rush. Let's wait a bit more.
Lin Moyu calculated in his heart, finding that there were still a few people who hadn't appeared. The fourth stellar fire group was vast, and Lin Moyu began flying towards the center of the fire group. It seemed like he was fleeing in panic, but only Lin Moyu knew what he was doing. His seemingly aimless fleeing actually had a very clear route. First, he flew along the outer edge of the stellar fire group, gradually retreating inwards.
There's a top-grade stellar fire.
Lin Moyu knew why a few people hadn't come to kill him. In the center, a 5-colored spirit fire had already formed. A few people were in the midst of a fierce battle, fighting endlessly for the 5-colored spirit fire. Someone had used a tool to seal their aura, so the aura of their battle didn't spread out, concealing it from many people. It wasn't until Lin Moyu's arrival that they discovered the situation here.
It's a 5-colored spirit fire. Never mind him for now. Getting the spirit fire is more important. Get the spirit fire first, then kill.
When Lin Moyu saw the top-grade spirit fire, those chasing him also noticed it. Without exception, they all abandoned chasing Lin Moyu and turned to fight for the spirit fire. Lin Moyu found it amusing. No matter the race, they were all selfish. They could come to kill him for the benefit of their race. But when their race's benefit conflicted with their personal benefit, most would choose their personal benefit without hesitation. He thought of how many ancestors and sages of the human race could sacrifice themselves fearlessly for the sake of the race. Lin Moyu's killing intent surged.
They're all here.
Including those fighting for the 5-colored spirit fire, there were 18 people in total, all present. 18 people from 18 different races, 13 of which had enmity with humans, and 5 races had no major connection with humans. But they had just joined in the pursuit to kill him, giving him a reason to kill them. The human race did have allies, but not many, at least not here. Lin Moyu knew some of the human race's history. The human race had been betrayed by allies before, even turning allies into enemies. Afterwards, the human race stopped making allies. In the Great World, only a few races remained allies with humans, like the Butterfly Clan. The materials described it like this.
True powerhouses need no allies.
Indeed, if one was strong enough, others would only kneel at one's feet and look up in admiration.
Since they're all here, let's get started.
Lin Moyu gripped the space-fixing bead, about to activate it. Suddenly, a strange force spread out, sweeping across the entire stellar fire group at faster-than-light speed in an instant. Space was enveloped by this strange force, becoming viscous, making any movement difficult. Space was locked down and all teleportation tools lost their effect. Lin Moyu frowned slightly.
The laws of space?
He sensed the powerful laws of space, instinctively thinking it was Yu Qingruo's doing. But he immediately denied this thought. It wasn't Yu Qingru, and the laws of space were different from hers. Every law contains the strong personal will of its wielder. Generally, the stronger one is, the more obvious their personal will is imprinted in the law. It's like a personal brand stamped onto the law, clearly distinguishable. The laws of space locking down space now did not belong to Yu Qingru. A majestic aura rose up, and next to the 5-colored spirit fire, a demon was glowing, burning with emerald green flames.
It's the Abyss Fire. Such pure Abyss Fire. Only a king of the demon clan could wield such pure Abyss Fire.
Someone cried out in surprise. The demon's aura kept rising, its body rapidly growing larger. Originally only a dozen meters tall, it quickly grew to 1,000 meters. Its form changed from an ordinary demon into a dragon-shaped demon. It looked about 7 or 8 similar to the divine dragons of the Dragon Clan. But it looked even more ferocious, with a cruel gaze. Lin Moyu knew it was the Deep Abyss Dragon Demon, a king of the Deep Abyss branch of the Demon Clan. Its aura broke through the restrictions of the Great World's laws, truly reaching the divine sovereign realm. It was a divine sovereign suppressing its cultivation to come here, but now it had recovered its divine sovereign power. Its cruel gaze swept across everyone.
Good, you're all here. Then you can all become food for this king.
Its cruel voice, carrying a majestic aura, echoed through the starry sky. Some were outraged.
Bullshit. You think you alone can devour us all.
A golden feathered figure with wings spoke in a gloomy tone.
Although I don't know what method you used to recover to the divine sovereign realm, but under the suppression of the great world's laws, how long can you maintain it? We here all possess the power to fight across realms. Even if our realms are suppressed, we're not something you can easily devour. Moreover, my Golden Phoenix clan is not something to be trifled with. Shut up.
He didn't finish speaking before the deep abyss dragon demon let out a furious roar. Then a dragon's breath spewed forth, instantly crossing space to land on the Golden Phoenix. The emerald green abyss fire enveloped it. The Golden Phoenix let out a horrifying scream. The deep abyss dragon demon opened its mouth and inhaled, and the Golden Phoenix, without any resistance, was sucked into its mouth. 1110 1110. Chapter 1110. Thank you, otherwise killing you would be quite difficult. The scream abruptly stopped, followed by the sound of chewing that made one's teeth ache. Lin Moyu could clearly hear the sound of the demon's sharp teeth crushing the bones of the golden rock. There was no sound in the starry sky, but this sound seemed to penetrate everyone's ears like a soul's voice. The laws of the golden rock collapsed, and its body and soul were both crushed into pieces. Everyone present felt a chill down their spine. The golden rock was not weak. It was also a divine king, suppressing its cultivation to come here. The Golden Rock clan was also one of the powerful clans with great strength. How could it be devoured without any resistance? Was the gap between them really that large? The abyss dragon demon still had blood dripping from its mouth, letting out a cruel laugh.
Don't worry, it will be your turn soon.
His words sent a shiver down everyone's spine. At this moment, space was locked, making it almost impossible to escape. Their strength was suppressed by the laws of the great world, and facing the dragon-shaped demon that had restored its divine king realm, they had no resistance. Even if they could fight across realms, they could only exert the power of a first-stage divine king, which was far inferior to the abyss dragon demon. Just look at the fate of the Golden Rock. Lin Moyu frowned slightly. The situation before him was beyond his expectations. Moreover, the abyss dragon demon gave him a strange feeling. After devouring the golden rock, the abyss dragon demon's aura seemed to grow even stronger. The most crucial point was how it broke through the suppression of the great world's laws. Even a divine sovereign couldn't break through the suppression of the great world's laws, so how did it do it? Besides, Lin Moyu felt that the abyss dragon demon itself had some issues. Lin Moyu's soul had already reached the peak of the 4th grade, even stronger and more sensitive than many divine sovereigns. He felt that the abyss dragon demon didn't seem to be its true body, more like a demon's avatar. Demons had the ability to create avatars, and he had seen it more than once in the small world. It was normal for true demons in the great world to have avatars. Lin Moyu also sensed another aura from it. Lin Moyu's eyes lit up, and a flash of insight struck him. He finally understood, and everything became clear.
It's an avatar, and the true body's realm might be beyond the divine sovereign. It has the aura of the primordial rune.
Lin Moyu thought that if there was any power that could break through the suppression of the great world's laws, it would either be a power beyond the divine sovereign level or a primordial power like the primordial rune. Both were possible. At first, Lin Moyu didn't understand why the abyss dragon demon wanted to devour them, treating them as food. But when he connected it to the primordial rune, it made sense. Just like when he activated the primordial rune, he could replenish his consumption and even enhance his soul power by killing. Although the increase was minimal, it showed that the primordial rune had similar abilities. In this way, the abyss dragon demon devouring them to enhance itself made sense. Having figured everything out, the next step was to find a solution.
I wonder if the Skeleton King can kill it.
Lin Moyu thought to himself. He wasn't sure about the Skeleton King's ultimate battle power. Only by actually fighting could he find out. Although the Abyss Dragon Demon had used special means to break through the suppression of the Great World's laws, its strength wasn't very high, probably around the third stage of the Divine King realm. The Skeleton King might have a chance to fight it. Moreover, he still had the Black Star Beast leg. If the Skeleton King couldn't win, he had other means to kill the Abyss Dragon Demon. But that was his last resort, and he didn't want to use it unless absolutely necessary. Apart from Lin Moyu, everyone else, regardless of their race, looked very grim. Their auras fluctuated violently, wanting to escape but not daring to move. They were all afraid, fearing that if they moved, they would become the first sacrifice. But since everyone thought this way, the result was that they would all die together. The Abyss Dragon Demon was satisfied with their fearful expressions, laughing wildly in his heart.
Fear, the more you fear, the more benefits I get.
No one knew that the Abyss Dragon Demon was waiting for their fear to spread. The fear of living beings was the source of his power. Devouring the golden rock was to create fear. He could feel the emotion of fear, and everyone's performance satisfied him, except for Lin Moyu.
What's with this human? Why isn't he afraid?
The giant dragon eyes fell on Lin Moyu.
Aren't you afraid?
Lin Moyu answered with his actions. The space-fixing bead in his hand was activated, exploding with a bang. The already locked space was further reinforced with another shackle. Space became even more stable and viscous. Everyone stared blankly at Lin Moyu.
What did this guy do? Does he not want to live? Why would he do this? Does he want to drag us down with him?
Various thoughts surged, some confused, but what followed was even more rampant despair and fear. At this moment, the Abyss Dragon Demon was also stunned.
What did you do?
Lin Moyu's lips curled slightly.
Thank you, otherwise killing you all would be quite difficult.
Even with the space-fixing bead, killing them all would take some effort. After all, each of them had the battle power of a peak true god or a suppressed divine king. Killing them wasn't easy, but with the Abyss Dragon Demon's interference and the double lockdown, escaping was almost impossible. The Abyss Dragon Demon laughed maniacally.
Are you crazy? You say you want to kill us.
But before he could finish, he couldn't speak anymore. A fierce wind blew, and the temperature plummeted. This was the center of the stellar fire group, with 5 colored spirit fires burning brightly. Standing here was like being surrounded by thousands of stars, with temperatures exceeding tens of millions of degrees. But now, as the fierce wind blew, the temperature dropped sharply. In an instant, it seemed to plummet to freezing point, and even the flames of the 5 colored spirit fire seemed to be extinguished. The skeleton throne, burning with silver-white flames, descended upon the world. The Skeleton King, formed from the power of 9 million skeletons, slowly rose from the throne. Its appearance brought a strong sense of oppression. Even though its aura was only at the 2nd stage of the True God realm, it felt incredibly powerful. Not only the Skeleton King, but countless skeleton god generals appeared in the starry sky. 1 million skeleton god generals surrounded the area, leaving almost no gaps. A total of 500,000 death dragon knights appeared alongside the skeleton god generals, flying and roaring in the starry sky, letting out dragon roars. Elemental liches jumped out. Flame Law Light, Heavy Water Law Aura, Storm Law Aura, Starlight Law Aura, Lightspeed Law Aura, Undying Aura. One by one, auras appeared under the feet of the undead. The starry sky was rendered in a myriad of colors. The powerful and terrifying undead army stunned everyone, leaving them speechless. Even the Abyss Dragon Demon was stunned, filled with confusion.
How can there be so many puppets?
1111 1111. Chapter 1111. The Battle Between the Skeleton King and the Abyss Dragon Demon. The Skeleton King, like a general, led a terrifying undead army, surrounding everyone. Lin Moyu, on the other hand, was like a marshal on the battlefield, looking down coldly at the scene.
How could this be? How could there be so many puppets? Who is he? Is he a prince from the human divine city? Did he bring all the human puppets with him? No, I've seen human puppets before, and they don't look like this.
Everyone present was dumbfounded. Regardless of the strength of these skeletons, their sheer number was enough to intimidate. Even the Abyss Dragon Demon was taken aback. But he quickly recovered and laughed maniacally.
What use is a large number? Each one is only at the second stage of the true God realm.
His words were interrupted again. This time it was by terrifying sword energy. Millions of sword energies swept across the starry sky, and the aura of the skeleton god generals instantly surged, reaching the peak of the true god realm. With all the buffs from the 9-star spell, the attack power of the skeleton god generals even surpassed the peak of the true god realm. Although not yet at the level of fighting across realms, it was close. The dragon breath of the Death Dragon Knights burned a large area of the starry sky, filled with the aura of death. The power of death from the laws of immortality ravaged the starry sky, corroding everything, extinguishing life, and bringing death. The attacks of the Death Dragon Knights also reached the 9th stage of the True God realm, enough to cause harm. Facing the overwhelming attacks of the undead army, the strong ones from various races were completely panicked. These were not weak puppets at the 2nd stage of the True God realm. Each attack was at least at the 9th stage of the True God realm or the peak of the True God realm. Millions of attacks were enough to kill them. The strong ones from various races were in despair. Just now, they were threatened by the Abyss Dragon Demon, feeling that their lives were hanging by a thread. Now, facing Lin Moyu, they felt they were doomed. With the dual space confinement and the encirclement of the million-strong undead army, their escape routes were completely cut off. They fought back desperately, but there was no chance. Their domains of laws were shattered. Their souls were obliterated, and screams filled the air. The undead army was responsible for eliminating the strong ones from various races, while the skeleton god generals targeted the Abyss Dragon Demon. The Abyss Dragon Demon reacted quickly, attacking before the undead army could strike. Dragon breath spewed from its mouth, and abyss fire burned fiercely on its body. The dark green flames seemed to burn through the starry sky, making the space creak. It charged madly at Lin Moyu, knowing that eliminating the million-strong undead army was unrealistic. The best way was to kill the instigator. Moreover, Lin Moyu was only at the 2nd stage of the True God realm, looking very weak. Without the puppets, Lin Moyu was nothing in its eyes. The undead army couldn't stop the Abyss Dragon Demon, tearing through them like rags. Neither the skeleton god generals nor the Death Dragon Knights could stop it. The difference in power levels made the Abyss Dragon Demon unstoppable.
It's useless. I am a divine king. No matter how many puppets you have, they are just true gods. True gods trying to stop a divine king is wishful thinking.
The Abyss Dragon Demon vividly taught Lin Moyu a lesson. Every race needed high-end combat power. The higher the realm, the greater the gap. The legendary invincible strong ones, who could destroy a race single-handedly, were not a joke. The human war god Xiao Zhantian had done this before. He destroyed a race single-handedly, unstoppable. The million-strong undead army stopping the Abyss Dragon Demon was within Lin Moyu's expectations, so he wasn't surprised. Sword light flashed, illuminating the starry sky. The Abyss Dragon Demon's face changed dramatically, and its roar stopped abruptly. A huge wound appeared on its body, with black blood flowing from it. The dragon demon blood turned into dark green abyss fire, burning fiercely in the starry sky.
How could this be?
The Abyss Dragon Demon couldn't believe it, staring blankly at the Skeleton King. The 10,000-meter-tall Skeleton King was even larger than it. Although the aura it emitted was the same as other puppets, only at the 2nd stage of the True God realm, the sword just now had directly injured it. The wound almost cut through half of its body, shattering its scales and exposing its bones. Blood kept flowing, and the wound was corroded by terrifying laws, making it hard to heal. Abyss fire burned in the wound, clashing with the laws of immortality, mutually extinguishing each other. The intense pain drove the Abyss Dragon Demon even crazier,
I will kill you.
It charged madly, but the Skeleton King was already standing in front of Lin Moyu. The bone sword in its hand swung again. Spell, Godslaying.
Source fire protection.
The Abyss Dragon Demon roared, its body glowing brightly. The light turned into dark green abyss fire, enveloping its entire body. The God-slaying sword fell into the firelight, causing the firelight to tremble and flicker, but it ultimately held. Lin Moyu noticed that these flames were different from the previous abyss fire. They were deeper and more powerful. Although the color difference was slight, the power and effect were completely different. The abyss fire of the abyss demons was said to originate from the endless abyss, filled with abyss fire. This source fire was one of the fundamental powers of the abyss demons. The source fire not only blocked the Skeleton King's God-slaying sword, but also extinguished the laws of immortality on the wound, allowing it to heal quickly. For a divine king, physical damage was insignificant. Even if limbs were severed, they could regenerate. The Abyss Dragon Demon coldly said,
You are doomed. No one can save you.
Lin Moyu sneered.
Come over if you can.
The Skeleton King responded, clashing with the Abyss Dragon Demon. The Skeleton King was extraordinarily powerful, wielding a bone sword thousands of meters long, roaring through the starry sky. The Abyss Dragon Demon attacked the Skeleton King madly, causing significant damage. But the presence of the Lich Generals allowed the Skeleton King to ignore some damage. The Skeleton King also had the characteristics of other undead. As long as it wasn't killed instantly, it was hard to kill. Lin Moyu had already seen that the Skeleton King was slightly inferior to the Abyss Dragon Demon. By this calculation, the Skeleton King was roughly equivalent to the third stage of the True God realm. After gathering the power of 9 million skeletons, the Skeleton King could no longer be measured by realm alone. The Skeleton King and the Abyss Dragon Demon were locked in a fierce battle, with the Abyss Dragon Demon finding it difficult to break through the Skeleton King's defense. Screams echoed as peak True Gods were killed. Surrounded by 1 million Skeleton God Generals and Death Dragon Knights, the strong ones from various races finally couldn't hold on. Sword energy tore through them, stripping away their last bit of life.
We have no enmity with the human race. Spare me. I shouldn't have chased you earlier. It was my mistake. I apologize. Considering our races have no conflict, please spare me.
A few, seeing death approaching, began to beg Lin Moyu for mercy. But Lin Moyu had no intention of sparing them and ignored their pleas. Now they wanted to live, but what were they doing before? At this point, it was too late to say anything. Lin Moyu had always been ruthless. If he decided to act, he would do it thoroughly. Lin Moyu noticed that as the battle continued, the Abyss Dragon Demon's aura was weakening. The laws of the great world were surging from all directions, seemingly trying to suppress it again.
Human scum, I will eat you.
The Abyss Dragon Demon roared, its body suddenly enlarging. 1112.